Hey guys, Anastasia Radliff here. I'll wait a little bit till everybody pops on. Today I will be talking about how to make kombucha at home so that if you want to make it at home, you can do it easily. It's much more enjoyable than just buying it at the store. Plus it's way more affordable to do it at home because you basically can have a kombucha factory that is limitless and never ending. So, not to waste anybody's time, I'm going to start with just giving you a little bit of information about what kombucha is, what it helps you with, and who cannot drink it. So before I go into this whole process of making kombucha, I want you to know and kind of weigh your decision whether you are going to try it or if you will stay away from it. So what is kombucha? Kombucha is fermented black tea drink. It is over 2,000 years old. It was originated in China, and then it made its way to Russia. So when I was a teenager, 20 plus years ago, kombucha was a very, popular trend. For some reason in Russia they called it Egyptian fungus. So that's why when I came over here, I was like, I don't know if you guys have it here in the US. But I figured out that it's called kombucha. Hi Allison, thank you for joining. And I will show you how to make it. So why kombucha can bring you benefits? First of all, it is a probiotic drink. It has all kinds of other elements that I will go over in a little bit. But why is the probiotic, why it is very important? Basically, we all have gut bacteria that we are born with. It is a combination of good bacteria and bad bacteria in all kinds of different ratios. We have over 500,000 different kinds of bacteria living inside of us. So when we are born, everybody has a fingerprint type combination that nobody else has. But once you get only one antibiotic treatment, that gut bacteria flora that you were born with is no longer there. So for the rest of your life, you will have to kind of replenish the bacteria and come up with a different combination. That's why probiotics are very important. What kills probiotics? Well, first of all, antibiotics, as I already mentioned. Also, if you are consuming fruits and vegetables that are not organic, you are more than likely consuming things that have pesticide residue. Pesticide is meant to kill bacteria and all kinds of different, fungus and stuff. So when it comes in contact with your gut, it kills everything else in it. Also, artificial sweeteners, artificial colors, they can also eliminate good gut bacteria. And plastic. Plastic, we have all kinds of different contacts with plastic nowadays. BPAs and plastic kill your probiotics. And what we also need to think about is every time you go to a restaurant and get water, we all think that, well, water is very good for us and it's better to drink water than soda. At a restaurant, they probably give you water that is chlorinated out of the tap. So chlorine in the water also affects your gut flora and gut bacteria. So what kombucha has, and here you can see the already made gallon, because I drink it by gallons, of kombucha. It just looks like tea. Kombucha has different types of acids in it. It is a very powerful antioxidant which helps with cancer prevention and anti-aging. First off, it has citric acid that is vitamin C, or you just know it as citric acid, which is a powerful antioxidant. Also, it has glucuronic acid, which is a good source of glucosamine. So if you have joint problems, you probably heard about glucosamine and what it can do for you. Also, it has gluconic acid, which is, it helps with strengthening the cell walls. That way no bacteria or bad stuff can get through your cell walls. Malic acid is good for liver detox. It attributes to the sour taste of kombucha, and every time you eat something sour, it opens up your liver. That's why if you are trying to do a liver detox, make sure that your supplements have a sour taste. Otherwise, liver is not going to open up. And it's a very good source of folic acid, or folate, which is a, whole food source of folic acid. Unfortunately, kombucha is not recommended for pregnant women because it has just a little bit alcohol content during the fermentation process and forming of, lactic acid. A little bit of alcohol, not a lot, but some women that are pregnant want to completely avoid any types of alcohol. So you can always talk to your doctor about kombucha while pregnant, but most of the articles do not recommend kombucha while pregnant. Kombucha, only like 16-ounce drink a day, can provide 20% of your daily value of almost all B vitamins. B1, B2, B3, B6, B9, and B12, which help with, B vitamins help with energy production. They help with proper metabolism of your fat and carbs and proteins, so that all of that is going into forming energy and not just sit there and form, fat. So, kombucha supports, as I already said, gut health, mental health. And this is very interesting because gut and your brain are the only two organs that are combined, that are not combined, they're connected with each other. And studies show that your gut has more neurons than your brain. So if you take care of your gut, if you take care of the flora, if everything works properly, that also contributes to mental health. You will more than likely avoid any kind of, mental issues like dementia and Alzheimer's and all kinds of other stuff. So this is very good. It helps with lungs. It's antibacterial. It is very beneficial for people with type 2 diabetes because 16 ounce of kombucha only has 4 grams of sugar. And it has that fizzy kind of taste. So a lot of people drink it instead of soda, which kombucha is more beneficial than soda. It helps with cardiovascular health because it makes the walls of your arteries stronger. Liver support, as I already said, because it's a little bit sour, and antioxidant. And if you're working out, kombucha can be a good supplement to take before or after your workout because it helps with prevention of that lactic acid formation that that makes our joints and our muscles hurt after we work out. So who should not drink kombucha? As I already mentioned, kombucha is not recommended for pregnant women. Also, if you have any kind of digestive issues where you cannot tolerate carbonated fizzy drinks like Crohn's disease or IBS and stuff like that, you basically can decide whether you want to try it or not. Kombucha gets fizzier the longer it sits. So if you want to try it when it's not as fizzy and see if you can tolerate that, that would be my advice, because it has a lot of gut probiotics and gut bacteria that can also help with gut diseases that some people have. So there is mixed you know, opinions and not research, but mixed opinions on whether you should drink kombucha if you have yeast or candida overgrowth. A lot of doctors and a lot of bloggers, they have the opinion that kombucha cannot be consumed by people who have candida overgrowth because it makes the candida grow even more. I always try to do my own research and not just relying on doctors that tell you not to do something, that something is bad, but if you take their supplement, then it'll be good. So I always do my independent research, and what I found is that kombucha can be very beneficial for people that have candida overgrowth if they don't let kombucha sit for too short of a period of time. If they let it sit a little longer, the longer it sits, the less sugar is in kombucha. So candida loves sugar, and I used to have that problem because I used to be a queen of sweets. I would eat pastries and sweets 3 to 4 times a day, but that's just Russian culture. Every time we want to eat, we have tea and we have some cookies or candy or something like that. So I had that problem. Kombucha does not bother me. So this is basically what I wanted to share with you so that you know what kombucha is and what it does and whether you can do it and whether you can consume it. So now I'm going to show you how easy it is to make it. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to find somebody with a SCOBY. You probably heard that word, SCOBY. I call it Scooby, and people make fun of me. But SCOBY is basically, my hands are clean, it's the yeast culture that will ferment your tea. SCOBY can be found on Amazon in a dry version. You can scout and, you know, through among your friends and see who makes kombucha. When I have babies with this kombucha, I can share some. So you basically put the kombucha in a jar. I use a gallon jar because I use a lot of kombucha, but if you just want to make just a little bit, I can give you all kinds of proportions for the little amount of kombucha. So you take kombucha SCOBY, you pour for a gallon, it's like 2 cups of the kombucha that it came in. This is called starter tea. This has, you know, all the beneficial bacteria kind of help the SCOBY do its magic. And then you need, like for a gallon, I need 8 tea bags, and I'm using organic, high quality Russian tea. And I always put them all together, you know, with a knot. That way I don't have to separate them. Water and 2 cups of sugar. Always use regular sugar, cane sugar, because if it just says sugar on the packet, it's a GMO sugar. So cane sugar, artificial sweeteners are gonna kill all the bacteria, so I would not use any kind of artificial sweeteners. Even if it's honey or coconut sugar, always use regular white sugar. That's what this yeast is feeding on. So I'm adding this sweet tea, and then I will add more water to, you know, to have full gallon, but I'm just showing to you how to do that. Then you need to cover it up with the cheesecloth, put a rubber band, and put it in a dark place, but at a room temperature. It will ferment for about 7 to, sometimes it can ferment for up to 30 days. What you can do is, after 7 days is up, you can taste it. If it's to your liking, you can do step 2 of what I'm going to show you now. It's called second fermentation, when you flavor kombucha with all kinds of stuff. If it's too sweet, or if you have any kind of issues like candida or, you know, diabetes and stuff like that, leave it for longer so that it's not as sweet. I like it sweeter, So I always pull it out on day 7 or 8, 9 at the most. So I'm taking this and it will be brewing for the next 7 days. So now I want to show you how much fun it's just fun to flavor kombucha with all kinds of stuff. So this is the liquid that has been fermenting for 7 days. I started it last Friday. I tried it. It tastes really good. If you don't want to flavor it with anything, you can just drink it like that. Just put it in the fridge and it will keep for a long time. Don't leave it on the counter if you don't want to flavor it, because it'll get fizzier. It'll get more carbonated. You can still drink it, but it's recommended to put it in the fridge if you are done with it. If you're not, here I have all kinds of flavors. This one is just simple blackberries. I have orange juice, fresh squeezed orange juice, and cranberries. I have apple slices that I took the core out, and cinnamon sticks for apple and cinnamon flavor. I have fresh strawberries in here. I'm trying to make some, this is ginger, raw ginger, fresh ginger just cut into pieces, and lemon juice. And I want to make one, and I'll share with you guys how I like it. I've never made this one, but I think it'll be fun. It's not carrots, it looks like carrots. It is turmeric. It's raw turmeric root, smells like turmeric, and it will give my kombucha a nice orange color and anti-inflammatory properties. So when I'm in pain or when my husband is in pain, we can take this. And if I like it, I will start making it in a bigger jar. That way there's enough. So what I do is I take my ready-made fermented tea and I put it in a container. Always use glass containers, never plastic. So I add kombucha to it. So this one is the ginger and lemon. Then you put airtight lid on it and leave it on the counter for 1 to 2 days. The longer you let it sit, the more carbonated it will be. It's not going to get any sweeter unless it has, any kind of fruit or berries in it. But as long as it sits, 2 days later, if you leave it for 2 days, within 1 day, open it up, let it burp a little bit. That way all the gases get out. Then close it and leave it on the counter for 1 more day. When you're done with it, you can basically take, all of the flavorings out, or you can leave them in. I usually take out the cinnamon and apples because, well, mostly the cinnamon, because the cinnamon, the longer it sits, the more bitter it makes kombucha taste. So 2 days, stick it in the fridge and enjoy. So if you have never tried kombucha before, what you can do is you can start with just half a cup, see how you feel, see how you like it. To some people, it's a little bit weird taste. If you have tried honey, water, and apple cider vinegar, that's kind of the taste, close to that. That's what it tastes like. I think that it tastes like, fruit beer a little bit. It does have a little bit of alcohol, not a lot. It's not gonna put you over the limit by no means. It has just a little bit of caffeine during the fermentation process. This thing keeps me going without any caffeine. Once you start half a cup, see how you feel. This is full of probiotics and vitamins and all kinds of different elements, so it will start moving all the waste out of your system. It will help regulate your digestion. So first time, try it on the weekends and see how you feel. And then you can increase the dose to, cup and a half until you reach 8 ounce or 16 ounce limit. I would not recommend more than 16 ounce because this is good as probiotics, but remember we have other probiotics in our system. So if you can, you know, mix up and take some yogurt or something else that has other types of probiotics, that way your combination is wider and it's more beneficial to your health. So this is basically how you make it. You can play with it. If you guys think about all kinds of other different, you know, combinations of flavors, I am planning to make, if I have enough liquid, because I want to make all of these combinations, but if I have enough liquid, I'm going to make green kombucha. And it's not green because of the green tea. I'm going to try it with green, you know, powder greens. That way you have probiotics, but you also have prebiotics. That's why I like to add fruit and all kinds of other stuff to kombucha, because probiotics need food. And if you're taking probiotics, you have to make sure that you're consuming enough prebiotics. Prebiotics are food for probiotics. So if you're taking probiotics but not eating any fruit, vegetables, or any kind of, you know, sources of prebiotics, your probiotics will, you know, starve, and it's gonna be just a waste of money. So this is live probiotics. I don't believe in probiotics in a pill form. So I take this, I take kefir, I eat kimchi. I'm going to ferment some vegetables like beets and carrots and stuff like that. So I will make a video about that. So if you guys want to know how to ferment food so that it gives you live probiotics that will be beneficial for your health and your digestive health and your mental health, let me know. So this is it. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to respond to this. Send me a message. Just tell me how I did. I hope this was informative. I hope I did not go very fast. I hope you can see what I was doing, because my screen is so tiny that I half the time couldn't see what I was doing. But any questions, any feedback will be greatly appreciated. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you.